Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast, Our New Narrative. And today, I want to share with you some thoughts. But before that, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel to get this channel up and going. Spread this content far and wide to those you love, people you don't know, people you can't stand. Just share it. With that said, sitting here thinking about some stuff because I've been watching TV a little bit more than I should. I should say YouTube channels. And I've come to this conclusion a little while ago. The orange guy is doing it wrong. All right. So I've been told since 2016, 15, Trump is this big racist. And I don't know, man. I think somebody needs to tell him he's doing racism wrong. To me, I don't know, man. He must be getting some bad advice from his wife, some of his cabinet members, maybe Tim Scott, Nikki Haley. I don't know what they telling him, but look, man, if this dude's a racist, like I said, he's doing it wrong. Now, I ain't here to tell you who to vote for. I might tell you who not to vote for, because I got feelings toward a certain political party that are not positive. But I like to allow you, as a person with the franchise, to vote, to make up your own mind on who to vote for, what policies work right for you. But as far as the subject of who's the racist in chief, again, man, this dude is failing. I mean, I went to a HSBCU, right? I ain't saying I learned much, not because they weren't trying to teach me, but they were trying. They were pleading with me, Andre, please show up to class. And I was just like, no. No. I got my stuff together later. But, this dude has funded historically Black colleges for 10 years? So even after he's out of office, they still get money. And I got a particular way of feeling about HSBCUs, because I think if you're going to brand yourself, traditional Black college, I think, you should kind of set your sights on what Booker T. Washington did, which is teaching skills that other people are willing to pay for. I think that should be your primary goal. That's just me. Focus on that. So the best computer science programs, the best engineering programs, the best nursing programs, doctor programs, not for Black people, but for capitalists. So if you happen to be a Black capitalist, that's your thing, right? And if you happen to be a white capitalist or Chinese capitalist or, whatever capitalist, HSBCUs who focus on teaching skills other people will pay for should be your thing. Now, the orange guy done funded these colleges for the next 10 years. So, all right, that's strike one for being a racist. Then he did criminal justice reform, basically reforming what Joe Biden and the Black Caucus implemented. I mean, I grew up in Detroit where they were hauling people off in ambulances and cop cars all day, right? So it was either the ice cream truck people were running towards or the ambulance that people were running towards, because, everybody want to see carnage, right? So, again, he letting people out of prison. You saw, like, on at the Republican convention, you had this lady, I forget her name, but she got 125 years for a first-time offense, non-violent offense. Now, that's harsh, man. And like Beretta said, for those of my age group, if you can't do the crime, don't do the time. But, man, 125 years? And, this apparently racist guy who don't know how to be racist got her out. And set up, what was that, the First Step project or something to help those who are incarcerated get their first step into society. So again, that's like kind of strike three. Of course, his son-in-law is Jewish, which means his daughter is married to a Jewish person. And, most of the time, as far as I know, if you're going to be a racist, you typically just throw in Jewish people, just, you know, because that's, you know, history of mankind. So again, you're doing it wrong, man. And then you got Operation Legend, which, you know, to my ignorance, I didn't know exactly what it was, but, you know, I heard from like major news outlets or whatnot. I try not to let those guys infiltrate my eardrums, but the way it was kind of presented was like, you know, okay, Trump has, you know, sent out the shock troops or the storm troopers out into these inner cities to, you know, put down a heavy hand of the law. He's nothing but a fascist, da 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 da. Right. So the other day, I'm watching YouTube, and Attorney General Bill Barr comes across on the C-SPAN channel, and he's holding a press conference. So I'm like, yeah, I want to listen to Bill Barr because he's like the most entertaining person in the world. Like, have you ever seen this guy talk and you haven't fallen asleep? You're good. But anyway, I digress. So he's got, you notice right away, it's people who look like they're in the Justice Department, you know, white guys, with suits, you know, they look like feds, whatnot. But you got a brother in a t-shirt and jeans, and you got a sister and, you know, like work attire in the background too. And I'm like, what's going on here? And so eventually he turns and says, okay, I want to introduce the parents of, I forget his entire name, but his name is Legend. So apparently Legend was a little kid who got gunned down while he was sleeping in his house. A little black kid, by the way. So not only did Trump send the DOJ to help these inner cities combat crime by mainly doing a lot of desk work while the field, you know, the local cops can go out and be free to investigate, he named the operation after a little black boy named Legend. Again, doing racism wrong. I don't know what is wrong with this guy. You know what though? You know, if you wanted to do it right, just saying, if you wanted to do it right, you might look into the history of the Democratic Party. Now, if you want to do socialism right, you can look into the recent history of the Democratic Party. But if you want to look into like how to do racism, they wrote the book on it. Matter of fact, it was a bestseller in the earlier America, and it has some international fans by the way of the Nazi Party, who got a lot of their discrimination policies against Jews from our very own Democratic Party back in the day. But I ain't gonna go into that. But I just wanna, you know, let me know what you think. I'm thinking he's doing racism wrong. You can let me know. Maybe I'm missing out on something. You know, they telling me he a racist, but I don't know. And that thing about the tiki torches and you will not replace us stuff. Now, I've been told, you know, that on that side, there was two sides. One was the left, one was the right. And on the right side, supposedly, because I wasn't there, but like you, I watch TV, see some videos, but supposedly, over there with the tiki torch idiots, on that side was some First Amendment right people, like free speech people. And I guess Trump got set up when they asked him about him, and he said there was good people on the right and left, and supposedly he was talking about the First Amendment right people, not the tiki torch people. It'd be nice if somebody could leave a video of that situation in the comments as well. But again, I just wanted to let y'all know what I thought about the orange guy, because we are going to be thinking about him in November. And if your primary reason for voting against him is because he's a racist, I don't know, man. You might want to, you know, call into the White House, send some letters, and let him know he's doing it wrong. And, you know, so you can, make sure you're voting for the right reasons. And with that said, I'm out. Hope you enjoyed this little impromptu. But before I let you go, I have a habit of doing that, saying goodbye before I really mean it. Came across this, the Washington Examiner. Credible source or not, you make up your mind. But Black voters pushing Trump to victory with support for Biden, 15 points down. Again, this dude is doing it wrong. How in the world are you going to be a racist and having Black voters pushing you towards victory? Somebody need to talk to this guy. I don't know. President Trump's support from likely Black voters is nearly twice what campaign officials believe is needed to win re-election, and 15 points under the level Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden needs, according to a new survey. What survey? I don't know. You know, I ain't take it, but take it for what it is. The latest John, whoever this is, EMI Research Solutions poll, I guess that's what it is, which was taken after last week's Republican National Convention that featured several minority speakers, put Trump's support from the Black voters at 20%. For Biden, it was at 75%. And I like to make a comment on RNC's, you know, the Republican National Convention. Man, they had so many Black people coming across that stage, man. I thought I was looking at it like a Soul Train reunion or something. I was like, when did all these Republicans turn Black and where have I been, right? So, not to make light of the subject, but I think you get my point. I mean, there was no shortage of Black folks who are currently Republican, like the AGA of Kentucky. This brother's 35 years old. Again. Oh, and it's a brother with the beard y'all probably saw. You know, he was letting his soul glow. My man had a lot of sheen in that beard, right? But yeah, he's an assistant secretary to Trump. So it ain't like Trump don't know who this guy is. He don't work at the post office down the street and claim, you know, I work for the executive agency, right? No, he's in the White House. He knows this guy. So apparently the orange racist is hiring Black people. Again, I don't know what's wrong with the guy. So y'all pray for him if y'all want him to be a racist, because he not doing this right? So let's get back to the article. The polling analysis suggests that the rioting in cities and Trump's law and order stance could be driving more Black voters into his camp. Jesus, well, they after me. and robbing Biden for votes for the Democratic Party's most loyal base. Did y'all get that? I got scared. I'll say it again. The polling analysis suggested that the rioting in cities and Trump's law and order stance could be dividing more Black voters into his camp and robbing Biden of votes from the Democratic Party's most loyal base. Now, I'm a political science major. I know I was in college back in the day. But one thing I learned in political science was 40% is going to vote Democratic, 40% is going to vote Republican. They're only after that 20%. And the Black, since, I don't know, the 70s or 80s, whatever, Blacks vote 98% for the Democrats. So if they lose 15% or something like that, of that 98%, the Democrats can't win. So yeah, Democrats are in trouble. And I'm pretty sure that we're going to see a lot of Hail Marys, because they're only, the only tool they got is like a protection racket to protect you from a racist. And the fact that Trump is doing racism wrong is probably why they're having so much, the Democrats are losing so many people. I mean, if Trump is doing racism wrong, they're supposed to be protecting you. The Democrats are supposed to be protecting you from racism. Then you can see why Democrats are going to be in trouble. But okay, I'll let you guys go for real this time. Hope you enjoyed this. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more. Yeah, have a good day.